Yo, YouTube! We got 8 more minutes of Pokemon Legends ZA footage. It was given to a bunch of community like Cerebi, and like right here we got Nintendo Duo. A bunch of people were given this footage and it's been shared to us. If you don't want to hear me talk about it, you can go to Cerebi and you can read all about it on Cerebi. We'll take some looks at Cerebi as well, but we're going to dive into this fast. This is going to be a little bit longer video, so let's hop right into it. This is new gameplay footage for Pokemon ZA. If you're not wanting to see any spoilers, I'm leaving it right now for you to leave the channel before I start. While I'm doing this little monologue right here, you can click away from the video, but let's hop right into it and let's start this video. So I will be stopping and playing on the way through. Thank you to Nintendo Duo for posting this on YouTube so that we can take a look here and let's see what we can find out. Okay, first off, did we notice question marks above the binary? So it's kind of Legends Arceus, where some of the Pokemon are not going to be aggressive. So we can see a full question mark right there above the binary. We are in Wild Zone 6. Looks like we do have Chikorita, the Floette, what's that? Watchog, Gyarados. It's interesting. So again, the overworld's not every Pokemon's going to be aggressive. Take a look here. Wait, what did I just hear? Is that just the binary? Okay. Okay, so we have a question mark on top of the Houndour as well. There's a Pokemon item there. Okay, now, is it the Houndour was aggressive, or was it because we battled that our Pokemon came out? Not 100% sure. Whoa! Yo, okay, so confirmed Pokemon attack us. If we notice, the Houndour said, nah, I ain't messing with Watchog. I'm coming straight for you. Oh, and then look at the side of the screen. You can see it above me here. We got attacked, and we do have the red showing up. So that does mean we're probably limited hits like an Arceus before we get passed out. So we are going to have to be careful. And then if we look too on the pause, there's a second Houndour right here. A second one. So it's gonna be multi-battle against singles? So one Watchog versus 2 Houndours? Interesting. Okay, skip forward a little bit. So they caught the Houndour. So now we know Houndour's register is 91. So I think I have a leak for the Pokédex, which is on my Discord, which is linked down below. And I want to see if it's 91 on that Pokédex to see if that leak is real or not. Again, Discord will be down below if you want to see any of that. Okay, so it looks like we're fighting a Spritzy. Okay, so disarming. Oh, okay, look at the top. At the top of the thing here, it does show how many Pokemon that they have. Interesting. So we will be able to see how many Pokemon that they have for our enemies here. It looks like it's going to be the minus to run, but it's interesting that we have a flee option in the middle of a trainer battle. But this looks like it's also at night because it's turned red here. Very interesting. Flame Wheel looks sick. Then we got Pichu here. Pichu's gonna use Thunder Wave. Okay. So that's cool. You can see the paralysis on Fletchinder here. It looks like in the top we have 1 win. We're collecting coins. So it looks like it's about 500 tickets per win, if that's what that means. Also looks like we have a Sylveon. Wait, is this a Wait, does this mean that the Ceruledge leak is real? Interesting, and interesting they have Sylveon too, because there's a rumor that Sylveon is specifically getting a Mega. Hmm. Well, what are these items on the ground? Okay, so prize medals. Okay, so we can pick up more prize medals. I wonder what that blue one was. Fletchender's still paralyzed, which is crazy. Oh, go back. Here we go. Immediately knock out unaware opponents with your first blow? Wow. Okay, so we can use the golds that we're finding on the ground to get abilities to help us during the fights, I guess? That's a crazy ability. I don't know if it's a one-time use, but immediately knock out an unaware opponents with your first blow. So their first Pokemon, if you hit them, they're just gone. But it uses 30 of the medals. Very interesting. So they decide not to pick it up. We can see another one's over there. I wonder what ability that one is. Okay, so we're just skipping all that. Wait, we're back at the Houndour fight. Wait, did you see that? So we can see the days, so that does confirm one of the leaks that the Pokemon, for us to catch them this time, we're used to lowering the health. But it looks like now we're going to fully defeat them, and then there's this days, and I guess we have time to catch it during the days. And then it looks like once the days last too long, it disappears. So as a shiny hunter, what's that going to mean for us if we beat a Pokemon that's shiny? I guess we just wouldn't want to get into that phase. So we wouldn't want to defeat it entirely. We would just want to get it low, like what we do now. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder, there needs to be some shiny information. That's what I need. Okay. Hypnosis. Okay, interesting. So it's clearly asleep with the symbol, but it attacked through hypnosis. Oh, it grew drowsy, so hypnosis is not a turn 1 sleep. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So it just gets it drowsy. So is it gonna be like a 3 turn? Okay, again, dazed and then caught it. Okay. Again, we saw this, 91. Oh, and there's the Houndoom. There's the Houndoom from the trailer. That's the Alpha Houndoom. Yep, they even zoomed in on it. Okay, we teleport over to Flaffy. So we got a victory royale here. Okay, so yep, 500 points, around 64 medallions, or medals. Okay. So that means we have to fight 10 trainers to max it out. Okay, we've been challenged. So again, we saw some of this. We see she has 3 Pokemon. Okay, and we do have active stasis. As we can see here, we do have active stasis. Again, if you're not aware, this is attack, defense, special attack, special defense. So with the previous move, Spritzy lowered Totodile's special defense, and then we have speed. Interesting. That bubble beam looked like it almost didn't hit because they were too far away. I wonder if that's a thing. Okay, we're back out here with the medallions again. Oh, that's cool. And it shows like how close you are to being detected. So right here, they're not being detected at all. But once they get into the street, they're like, hey, warning, someone can possibly see you. And then they get closer and it's like, hey, you're about to be spotted. And then red, you've been spotted. That's cool. Panicle. Okay, so we have confusion on the field as well. What a hit. Nice. So we didn't get to see if confusion does any damage. Okay, Fletchling versus Pikachu should be a fairly easy win. So again, on this situation, we can see that Pikachu's attack is down right now. Okay, we saw the Flaffy. So, okay, so we can even see status effects above the enemies. So we can see here that Flaffy's attack fell, and so we can see the attack has a down arrow. Oh, and then Flaffy just used a move that raised its special defense, so now we can see the up arrow of the special defense. Oh, look at Cleffa, how cute. Okay, we're back at the Fletchling fight. So again, same thing here. Fletching's attack just fell, his attack fell there. Okay, again, we got the medals. So 64 medals looks like the average. Okay, and then... Oh, is this the promotion battle? Oh, this might be the promotion battle. And it looks like... So it looks like we already defeated 2 of his Pokemon. He has this one left, which is the Simisear. So this is probably the promotion battle, which everyone was talking about, like the inside of the cafes. So this is probably how we level up. Bubble Beam. Was that Protect was insane. Yo, like he's like, all right, I'm gonna use Aqua Jet and finish this right now, and Simisear's like, nah, bro, Protect, take no damage. Wow. Okay. Okay. I love the music, if that's actually the actual game music. Yo, why is our wrist so small? It reminds me of the wrist with Harry Potter when he broke his arm and he used the flexible spell on him and he could bend the arm backwards and stuff. Okay, so we just ranked up to rank V. Oh, we're gonna see some of the Victory Bell. Mega? Okay, and this time we're doing a Mega with somebody else. Interesting, okay. That's crazy. Use moves as plus moves to increase their strength. Okay, interesting that we're seeing this again. Weren't we taught this with the Absol? So is the Absol just for the demo and that this is actually going to be our first Mega encounter if it's just not teaching us about plus moves? Interesting. All right, so in the party we have Absol, Gardevoir, Houndoom, I don't know, I can't remember, and Dedenne. So I think it's like Mugsby or something like that. So interesting that we have an Absol that can Mega Evolve, Gardevoir that can Mega Evolve, Houndoom that can Mega Evolve. So are they leaking right here that these three are... Is Dedenne getting a Mega Evolution? Yo. What? I don't know. It's a little suspicious. She's also playing with Ariados. Is Ariados getting a Mega? Dude, if they're getting a Mega, I'm calling it now. And I will report back when we're doing the 24-hour stream. While we're watching this battle happen, if you are still here, amazing. We are doing a 24-hour stream October 16th. I will be up at 11:30 p.m. on the 15th waiting for the go-ahead to play. And during the stream, if you subscribe to my Twitch, you will be added to a giveaway to receive a digital copy of Pokemon ZA for free. Okay, so if we notice there too, his attacks are not attacking Absol. He's trying to attack us. Right here, he spits this. He's not spitting this at Absol or Ariados. He's spitting that directly at us. So these are, if you remember, these are kind of like the boss fights from Legends Arceus. That not only did we have to dodge with our Pokemon, we had to dodge with ourselves to stay alive. Specifically, I remember Electrode because it took me forever. Okay, so Absol is Mega Evolving. Okay. Oh, okay, so they just swapped to the Rogue Mega Absol. Okay, well, we've seen this. Shouldn't be nothing new about that. Okay, we're walking across the bridge again. And we're just going over the same stuff as before. And then this is some of the original trailer. Okay, so we do get a Challenger ticket. And this is some Zygarde stuff here, which we saw in the previous trailer as well. In the Zhuan district. Alright. So, what we want to do now is we want to head over to Cerebi. And see what info we got here. Alright. So we obviously want to do Pokemon ZA. Or was this the... So this is the... I'm assuming the...
Hey guys,
the preview trailer of here. Okay, so here we go. So let's zoom in here. So recently, the Pokemon Company International brought me out to Paris for an event held in the Eiffel Tower, which we know that some people were sent to the Eiffel Tower, and they were able to play a full preview, about an hour of gameplay. The preview came in 4 different elements. It looks like 20 minutes exploring the Wild Zone, sometime with the ZA Royale, a battle against Renataro, which is one of the trainers needed to defeat to rank up. And another Rogue Mega Evolution against Mega Victory Bell, as the content was later in the game's progression to the demo at the World Championship. So the first area that they entered was Wild Zone 6. Here they just were let loose to explore the area. It was a sizable wild zone with a fair bit featuring a high street, basketball court, small access to the river, and the ability to climb up to the top of buildings. As with Pokemon and Legends Arceus, you have the ability to walk past and catch Pokemon simply by throwing a ball, which we figured. Which is immensely satisfying, much like the prior Legends game. As before, if they break out, they will target you. This did work mostly well, but I did notice something when trying to catch a sleeping Alpha Houndoom, where when I was locked onto it, the Pokeball would just hit the ground, meaning I had to manually aim and throw if I wanted to hit it. This is likely just due to the hitbox being perfect for the Pokemon, and the center point was unfortunately on the ground. Much like in Pokemon Legends Arceus, while Pokemon will also spot you and react differently, Pokemon such as Houndour went for the attack, and like in the previous Legends game, if they were angry and attacking, you can't just throw a ball. Okay, so I wonder if we're going to get an ability like the, what was it, the smoke bombs? Or no, it was the, gosh, I can't remember. It was the sledge bombs or something that you could throw at them to make them dizzy, and then you could throw a ball. I wonder if that'll be an option. Other Pokemon such as Swablu would try to fly away and avoid combat. This continues with every growing showcase of ecology of Pokemon and seeing it in the city. Alpha Pokemon were a bit of a challenge. The team I had was level 20, while the Alpha Pokemon were level 34, and a level 33 Binacle and a level 42 Pikachu. So these are more alphas here. So Houndoom, Binacle, and Pikachu. This meant that the damage my Pokemon's moves were doing was minimal, even though I had super effective damage. Never in a battle before in Pokemon have I had to juggle healing items as much as in these battles, especially as wild Pokemon from nearby kept joining in. We saw this. This is going to be insane. but being able to use the obstacles in the city streets, such as taxis, market stalls, etc., for cover definitely helped. Oh my gosh, so you're supposed to use your environment to help you avoid taking damage. I did eventually emerge victorious and caught all 3 of them. I will note, though, one time I walked away a small distance to regroup, and when I returned, the wild Pokemon's hit points had all recovered. Okay, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We don't want to be cheesy. I also defeated the Houndoom once, and it dropped some XP candies, so XP candies are confirmed. The wild Pokemon battles in general were quite illuminating. It actually started to show off some of the strategy in the game, with some Pokemon using Protect right off the bat, and basically requiring me to think more about everything I do in a battle. This goes down to distance and positioning. At one point, I was trying to battle a Swablu, and it was flying too high up, so my Pokemon's moves were just not hitting it. So if we're fighting a Swablu and he's way up here, does that mean our only option is to bring another flying type to be able to fight it? That's crazy. Obstacles including walls of buildings also get in the way of attacks hitting you, so you can cover if needed. Wow. While playing this, we also got confirmation that there is a day-night cycle in the game, akin to that seen in Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. It's neither real-time nor needing to be activated by something else. Partway through our session, it turned to night and the battle zone activated. Alas, they were unable to find a shiny Pokemon in it, but have a third-hand account of it. Unfortunately, they can't confirm firsthand if there are sparkles or sound, but word is that we may be very happy. Okay. Let's just pray it's overworld shinies. Please. It would have to be overworld shinies, because what you see is what you battle. It has to be overworld. It has to. With the Wild Zone, I was able to get a bit more of the sense of scale with the game. While there is a concern overall that the city is small from the size of the same small area I was in, I'm not entirely worried about its size anymore. There seems to be something to find around every corner. That was a big worry about me, for me, as well as being in a city. You know, I was really worried that there wasn't going to be enough to do. I was removing obstacles with my Binacles Bubble Beam to get some items hidden away. I was climbing rooftops to find wild Pokemon. In the Wild Zone itself, there was no Pokemon Center. If I wanted to heal my Pokemon, I either had to use items, or I could go to the cafe where I could spend money for a drink, which would then heal the Pokemon. Okay, good to know. I'm also very curious about the spawn system. The spawns I encountered matched what others in the previous session had, so I'm questioning the randomization of the spawn. I don't think that that's spelled correctly. Of the spawn system, or if everything is set, but it's looking to be more akin to the Legends Arceus spawn system, where there's spawn points with one or few options, rather than Scarlet Violet system, where everything is fully randomized within certain constraints with countless spawn points. Some of the spawns also came back over time, but I wasn't quite sure how to trigger this. This would be something we'll need to wait and see at launch. So again, Scarlet and Violet system was not fully randomized either, because you knew, okay, if I go over to this area, and like I knew Tauroses were over there. If I went over to this area, I knew that Mouseholds were over there. So it's not fully random. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, saying that Scarlet and Violet system were very fully randomized. That's not true at all. It's not. I knew if I went to the water in the certain area, it would be Magikarps. It would be, you know, other water types that I was looking for. I mean, that's the whole point. You can look in the Pokédex and find where they are on the map and go to that area. And sorry if y'all are hearing noise. My dog in the back is apparently throwing up food, which is great. We will take care of that after this video. The Z Area Royale was also much later down the line than the previous demo. Inside, they got a full look at the mode and had to face off a number of trainers to get 5,000 points for the rank up challenge. This was much like the demo before, but we got a full look at the tasks that are provided that can give you more points if you achieve them. Akin to the Blueberry quest and the Indigo Disc, these ranged from getting super effective strikes to using specific types of moves to knock out, and even getting an instant knockout for a surprise attack on a Pokemon. Each of these gave you coins, bonus points, and were dotted around the battle zone, so you could exchange for one you felt you could more easily achieve. Wait, so were those that you bought? So those weren't abilities, those were challenges. So the thing that we saw in the video here, if we can find it real fast, where was that at? It was the area where they were walking. Oh, here we go. Where was that at? Here we are. They grab this. So this is a challenge then. Immediately knock out unaware opponents with your... So if you complete this challenge, you get 30 coins and you get 300 additional points. So I'm assuming you would have 800 if you completed this versus just getting 500 for defeats. Very interesting. So the Z-Gates itself was a bit easy with the team we were given, as we were a little over-leveled, and it was basically a one-hit knockout against most Pokemon with super effective moves, and I didn't really lose a Pokemon or receive much damage during it, even though we literally saw you lose a Totodile, but that's fine. That's not saying it wasn't fun. I will say, for Cerebi saying this right now, all of this video that we watched is given from Nintendo to Cerebi to Nintendo to all of them. So this stuff they're talking about is their playthrough. So the videos that you're watching, you may see a lot of streamers are using the same video. That's videos given from Nintendo to share out with everybody. They're talking about their specific playthrough. The part of the preview ended with a battle against Rintaro. This is one of the battles that is needed to rank up. Rintaro's dream is to make his restaurant a 3-star restaurant when he wins the ZA Royale. So you had a Simisage, Simisear, Simipour. That makes sense. This actually felt more like a final gym battle than a simple battle. It was set in a battlefield, his restaurant. It was set in a battlefield, his restaurant, and navigating it was fairly simple. As I had varied team, I could switch in with the Pokemon that were stronger against. The next segment was against a rogue Mega Victory Bell. The battle was much like Mega Absol, one I talked about in the demo preview. There's definitely more of a challenge here, to the point that Naveen was involved in the battle. I had a team filled with Mega Evolution capable Pokemon, including Houndoom, Absol, and Gardevoir. So are they also stating that those other Pokemon are going to be Megas? Crazy. I managed to deal with the combination of distant attacks with Ember and close-up, including Fire Fang and Snarl, to do damage. Victory Bell did target my human character down more, and any damage inflicted on my Pokemon did feel more like collateral damage than it did being targeted down. It also had a massive field attack, which placed poison puddles through much of the arena. Okay, so it is like boss fights in Legends Arceus, that each one's going to have its own kind of field ability, and we have to dodge those field abilities to be able to stay in and fight. I ended up defeating the Victory Bell with these strategies, not losing a Pokemon, earning a Victory Bellite Megastone. However, I do know others in the previous session did struggle with it and lost to it. So challenge is the eye of the beholder. Battle system. With the battles against the Alpha Pokemon in the Wild Zone, the ranked match against Rintaro, and the battle against Mega Victory Bell, I definitely got more of a feel with the battle system, and it really does seem like it's more than just go for the super effective attack, as the wild Pokemon can and will attack your Pokemon while they're preparing a move. You need to think strategically about position, move choice, and more especially as more Pokemon enter the battle, you need to think about whether the move will hit multiple Pokemon around you to take down multiple at once. Okay, so does that mean Earthquake is finally going to hit multiple Pokemon? Please. You need to use moves with secondary effects more and more, and think about timing of when your Pokemon are more vulnerable. As said before, I never in my 26 years of Pokemon used recovery items in a battle as much as I did against the Alpha Pokemon. Stat buffs and debuffs seem to be able to be boosted, dropped once at a time, and last for a set amount of time before reverting to normal. You can't just spam Growl to make a Pokemon's attack stats as low as can be forever, and doing that will get your Pokemon severely damaged in the interim. They will be displayed above the Pokemon with a simple red arrow. Plus moves are also mechanically interesting. You can use a move as standard, but when a Pokemon has learned its move as a plus move, then when you start in a battle before choosing a move, it's used as a plus move, giving it more power. However, it will drain your Mega Gauge, even if you're not Mega Evolved. When a Pokemon is Mega Evolved, all its moves are plus moves. Interesting. So we can still use plus moves without being Mega Evolved, so it's going to be kind of like the Master moves from Legends Arceus. It's also worth noting that Sleep is also not a status condition in Pokemon ZA, but moves that inflict it have turned to drowsy status conditions, like in Legends Arceus. As noted and discovered before as well, there's no abilities, but hold items are in this game, so that adds an extra element. I'm definitely starting to see the battle system in a different light. And move from concerns over the changes to cautious optimism. I think there is a spark of something really fun. Miscellaneous. We also got to look at the trainer customization, though we couldn't go into the boutiques to have a look and see what there is. The options were given were plentiful. It makes for a stark contrast. I did see an image that we will be able to do multicolored hair, which I know is a big deal for a lot of people. So that's really exciting. Performance and presentation. I was playing the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game, and obviously there's a pre-release build, so things can change, but the game ran like an absolute dream. During my gameplay, I didn't notice any frame drops. The visuals were nice and crisp. This is why I'm recommending people to get your Switch 2. We don't want a situation that happened like in Scarlet and Violet, but I know a lot of people are going to stay with their Switch 1s. They don't feel like this is the game to get them to Switch 2, but something tells me, especially with online battles, which is going to be needed for some Mega Evolutions, you're going to have a lot harder time winning online with a Switch 1 than a Switch 2, more likely because of frame drops. Now, could I be wrong? Could they have made it perfectly for Switch 1? Possibly. But do I think that the higher frames and the lag and stuff is going to be better on the Switch 2? Absolutely. So draw instances, one thing I'm a little concerned about. Much like with Pokemon Scarlet, for wild Pokemon I could see them from far away. When on top of a building, I could see them on the pavements of Lumos City. Lumiose, sorry. When I say Lumos, but I could see them in the river and everything, which matches somewhat with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2. In the battle zone, I didn't see many issues either. However, in one bit of footage we were shown before the preview, there was a pop-in of a human character a little bit closer than I'd like. Until we get full hands on the game and the ability to fully explore beyond the wild zones and battle zones, we won't know for sure what the pop-in situation is. The music for the game is also a set of classics. We are seeing a good number of remixes of music from X and Y, which makes sense, but it just feels so natural in the game. And this is just their thoughts. I'm super excited about this game. I do want to know a lot more about shinies. Any of y'all that know me, I'm a shiny hunter. But again, if you are curious about the completed Pokédex or the leak for the completed Pokédex, make sure you do check my Discord down below. I do have it posted in there. It does have a spoiler cover over it, so if you're just joining my Discord, you don't have to worry about that spoiler. It does have a spoiler over it. Again, if you did get to this part of the video, I want to thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. And again, if you subscribe to my Twitch channel, at the end of the 16th, so at the end of the 24-hour stream, I will be selecting the person who is going to win the free copy of ZA. I have another digital copy coming, so I will be giving that one out to one lucky winner. So I hope to see everybody there. Again, it's going to be a 24-hour stream, so even if you can't be there right on midnight when the game releases, hopefully it releases at midnight, I will be going until midnight the next day. And then if we do meet the sub goal, which I will have the sub goal on the stream, I will be doing an additional 24-hour stream, I believe on the 18th, which is that Saturday. So we'll be doing another 24 hours. And of course, I will be battling with viewers and stuff like that. So I hope to see y'all there. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.